Hey, how you doing? This is Craig Beck from StopDrinkingExpert.com. Welcome into today's video where we're talking about liver pain after drinking, or if you prefer, a dull ache in the right side of your abdomen. You ever felt that? Has it worried you? Probably. So let's talk about that today. First of all, if you're new to the channel, if you're worried about your drinking, or if you're already on that sober journey, click that subscribe button. Would you believe that 44% of the people who watch my videos are not subscribed? That's crazy. Click the subscribe button and hit the bell so you get a notification when I make a new video. That would be really good for you and me as well. So in the comments below, I want to know, have you felt that sensation? It's like a dull ache in the right-hand side of your abdomen, in your flank. Maybe it radiates to the back or from the back to the front, but it's in a part of the body that makes you a little bit worried, especially if you're already concerned about your drinking and you've got those alarm bells ringing in your head. It's like, oh my God, cirrhosis, is it cancer? You know, that sort of thing. If you're an overthinker, bit of a hypochondriac as well, this is going to drive you crazy. So it's something that I had to deal with. And let me tell you straight up, I'm not a doctor. I'm never here to give you medical advice. If you do have that sort of pain anywhere in your body, especially in your abdomen, go and see your GP. That is the first step. But just let me tell you about my experience with this. Back at the peak of my drinking, I'm guessing this would have been probably 2008, 2009, something like that. I developed this kind of dull ache in my right abdomen. Yeah, kind of around from my belly button round to the side and then radiating to the back. And I can't call it a pain because it wasn't really painful, but it was there. I couldn't ignore it, especially if I lay on my right side. And I went through so much denial over this. I spent months Googling, trying to find Dr. Google to give me an answer that wasn't terrifying. I considered it was IBS. Would you believe I considered that it was the mattress on my bed? I even bought a brand new mattress, despite the fact that it didn't hurt when I lay on my left side. I mean, that's stupid, isn't it? But this is the truth. And eventually, I let this go on for months. Not because I wasn't worried. I was absolutely terrified. I was convinced I'd got something terminal. But I didn't go to my doctor for months, and I'll tell you why. Not because I was scared of hearing bad news, not because I was scared of what he was going to say. I was scared that he was going to tell me I had to stop drinking. Isn't that ridiculous? Can you empathize with that? Please tell me in the comments whether that makes sense to you or whether it was just me being completely idiotic. But I just didn't want him to tell me you have to stop drinking. And so I kind of stuck my fingers in my ears, buried my head in the sand and tried to pretend it wasn't happening. And of course, I couldn't. And the more I drank, the more the pain got worse. I started going to see my doctor, and I finally plucked up the courage to tell him about this pain. And I was still kind of expecting him to go, it's nothing to worry about. You've probably just strained a muscle or something like that. Because my experience of going to the doctor prior to this point had always been minor ailments, bit of a sniffle, take these antibiotics, it will clear up, you'll be fine in 3 days. That was the extent of my conversations with the medical profession my entire life. And this one day, I went to see my GP. It was a old doctor called Mr. White. He had gray hair, big tufts of gray hair and these glasses on. And I remember it like it was yesterday. He looked over the top of his glasses at me and he went, "Mr. Beck, I've examined you thoroughly. And there's a very good chance there is something seriously wrong with you." And that hit me like a ton of bricks because I was fully expecting him to say, "Nothing to worry about, on you go." He said, "I'm referring you to a consultant at the hospital who'll start to do some tests." About alcohol in the liver and fatty liver and things like that. So I started seeing consultants. They did blood tests. My liver numbers were off the scale. They did an MRI scan, X-ray, CT scan, and they never really confirmed to me what it was because I stopped drinking. And the healthcare system in the UK is a bit clunky. It's not like you you get an appointment with a consultant the next week, you might have to wait 3 months. And then you might have to wait another 3, 6, 9 months for your second appointment. So it's not like, I was dodging the consultant. It's just that the appointments didn't come up. They were set to do more investigation, but I stopped drinking. And what happened is it took about 3 months. And then one day after about 3 months, I realized, oh, that pain's not there. It just kind of disappeared and it never came back. So I can't tell you exactly what it was. I can tell you what I think and give you my opinion. I think I was on a very bad path, and that was probably the last warning sign I was going to get before some doctor somewhere had a very serious conversation with me. And let me tell you, when you get to that point, when a doctor sits you down and talks about your liver in that terms, there's a very good chance you'll die. Let me explain why. The liver itself doesn't have any nerve endings in it. So if you're feeling discomfort in that area of your body, it's not actually your liver that is complaining. It is probably that your liver is now so inflamed and swollen from the years of abuse that it is pressing on other sensitive areas of your abdomen. So you're feeling a referred pain from the liver. But either way, it's the alcohol that's causing the damage. And it will continue to cause damage until it gets to the point of no return, until you pass the event horizon and you can no longer go back, because your liver is an amazing organ. It will repair itself as much as it can and for as long as it can until the point that it can't. And at that point, the only solution is transplant. It's not like the kidneys. You can't be plugged into a machine to keep you alive. There's no liver dialysis. It's a transplant. That's all that's going to save your life. Now, the problem here is, there's something like, 80,000 people waiting for a liver in the United States. I'm guessing I might have got that number wrong. It's a while since I looked it up, but it's a big number, right? So let's say it's 80,000 people waiting to get a liver, and you're now on the list. Who's going to get it before you? The child who had a genetic problem, no fault of her own? The completely sober person who was involved in an auto wreck? Or you, the person who destroyed their own liver by drinking too much? Can you see where you rank on this list? So you're going to have to jump through a lot of hoops to demonstrate that you're not just going to destroy another liver. And that will probably be remain sober for 6 months, 1 year, something like that. Now, the problem there is the math is going to kill you, because if you've got end-stage liver failure, you're not going to live 6 months. So if you're thinking, I'll carry on drinking, and when it gets too bad, I'll just go and get a transplant, it's basically suicide mission. You're never going to be able to complete that, because time and maths and various other social factors are against you. So here's my advice to you, right? If you're feeling a dull ache in your abdomen, if you're feeling pain in your liver area after you drink, see this as a warning sign that you should really sit up and pay attention to. Go and see your doctor and stop drinking. If you need help quitting drinking, then go to my website. The address is down there below. Sign up for today's free quit drinking webinar. I'll give you a copy of my best-selling book, Alcohol Lied to Me, as a gift just for turning up. And I'll explain to you how I've managed to help over 200,000 people just like you to quit drinking. I hope that helps. Do you want to know what today's t-shirt is? Recovery mode. Yeah, if you proudly want to wear your sobriety like me, you can get t-shirts and merchandise from the website. So thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.
Imagine waking up tomorrow. No hangover, no feelings of guilt or regret, just full of energy and vitality. That goal is not only possible, it's easily achievable. Find out how 200,000 people just like you have rediscovered their happy, sober lives using the Stop Drinking Expert program. Reserve your place on today's free Quit Drinking webinar and get a copy of my best-selling book, Alcohol Lied to Me, as a free gift just for turning up.